Hello everybody, welcome back to Murder on the Orient Express. We are now playing as Joanna Locke. We are investigating... What are we investigating here? The kidnapping... The Daisy Armstrong case. It's a kidnapping case. So this is like a flashback scene to the year... Well, actually, no, 4 years before where we're at in the Murder on the Orient Express. So I think we're going to be playing as Joanna for a little while here.
The investigation is now part of a pile of investigations, and my captain sent me here just to dot some I's and cross some T's. The crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window of Daisy's room? No, they could use a ladder to reach it, and no, they could enter the room without being seen. The misspellings are clearly on purpose, and they didn't return the child when the ransom was paid. How could the child be taken with so many people in the house? I can't imagine the pain her parents felt when they realized Daisy was gone. How are they going to feel when they realize I have no answers for them? Only more questions. That's why I'm here. A damn computer glitch. Or somebody pushed delete instead of save. Whatever happened, we lost the nanny's deposition. So my entire contribution to the investigation is to take it again. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911.
Okay.
A topographical map, often more important than a road map in these mountains.
So if you missed the first 3 parts to what we've done so far, up to this point we've been playing as Poirot, and it's followed the normal Murder on the Orient Express sort of storyline, and we've met this woman on the train, Joanna Locke, and now we're in her sort of past, playing as her.
Good evening. Colonel Armstrong?
Yes. You're the detective they phoned about.
Joanna Locke.
I don't remember you.
I'm newly assigned to the case.
It's about time more detectives were involved. My wife, Sonia, she hasn't been herself. Every day is a waking nightmare for us. Tell me you've uncovered something new.
I'm here to speak to your daughter's nanny. There was a computer problem. Her earlier statement has been lost.
Oh, I see. We had hoped. Well, do as you wish. I won't be far if you need me.
So there's the photo we keep seeing everywhere.
What a dear child. Sympathy and support for the Armstrong family during this difficult time. Thoughtful, but never enough. Mrs. Armstrong, my name is Joanna Locke. I'm a detective investigating the kidnapping of your daughter. May I talk to you? When is your baby due? Mrs. Armstrong? Sonia?
I don't want to talk. I just want to see my daughter again. That's all that matters.
The poor woman. I can't imagine how she feels. The world through the eyes of a child seems so sweet. A toy castle. When I was a kid, I had a police station and a tiny squad car with a siren that really worked.
Where's the nanny then? Missing daughter. Select an element in the file which can comfort Mrs. Armstrong.
Nothing shocks me here.
3-year-old girl, victim was taken. That's not really comfort. Select an element in the file which can comfort Mrs. Armstrong. I mean, none of this is going to be a comfort for her, is it?
Nothing shocks me here. Everything looks okay here. Hey, I'm a pretty good detective after all.
I fail to see how that's a comfort, though. Let's try it.
Mrs. Armstrong? Let me show you this.
Daisy, my little Daisy. I miss her so much. How good it is to see her face.
I can't imagine the pain you're feeling right now.
She loved her little stuffed animal, Fluffy. She took him everywhere with her. The kidnappers took it as well. They didn't have to. That means they wouldn't hurt her, doesn't it?
Every lead will be followed up. You have my word on that.
Thank you. I shouldn't lose hope. Somehow.
I know it isn't my case, but I just made a promise, and I mean to keep it. Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
She's in her room. Last door on the left.
May I come back if I have more questions?
Of course. Anything I can do.
A toy train. Now here I am on a real one. Lyon, in France. What a lovely looking city. Hello, are you Suzanne Moreau, Daisy's nanny?
Yes?
I'm Joanna Locke, a detective working on Daisy's case.
Is there any news?
I'm afraid not.
How can I help you?
I'm really sorry. I'm afraid I have to take your statement again concerning the evening of Daisy's disappearance. There was a computer problem. Your statement was accidentally deleted.
Of course. I want to help any way I can.
Summary of the night.
Tell me about that night in your own words.
The Armstrongs had a party to raise money for a museum, I think. Mrs. Armstrong is on their board. I was in charge of Daisy. I stayed with the little one all evening, playing with her and reading books to her. She couldn't sleep with all the noise and the comings and goings.
When did you notice Daisy was missing?
I was only gone 5 minutes to phone my mother. She's in the hospital. When I returned, Daisy wasn't in her bed. I thought she might have gone to look at the party, but then I saw the handsome note on her pillow. I screamed and screamed. I couldn't stop.
That seems to match in with what we read.
Did you notice anything unusual before that?
I was with Daisy all evening. Finally, she fell asleep. I didn't see anyone else or notice anything in particular.
Do you have any idea who did this?
No! I can't see who could have done such a horrible thing. The Armstrongs are such good people. Like my own family.
Thank you for giving me your statement again. I'll get back to you if I have any questions.
I won't be far.
She was very
Okay.
defensive there.
I have Suzanne's statement, but her answers need some checking.
Okay, the Armstrongs hosted a party to raise money for a museum. Mrs. Armstrong is on the board. I stayed with the little one all evening playing. She had trouble getting to sleep. I noticed Suzanne was not around, but Daisy was sleeping peacefully. I stayed with her for 10 minutes or so.
This information does not correspond to what Suzanne told me. Suzanne said she left Daisy alone for 5 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she stayed with Daisy for a while and Suzanne did not return. That is a great detective job.
See if we can corroborate that story.
Tell me about the night Daisy was taken, especially anything about your daughter and Suzanne Moreau.
Apart from seeing to our guests, I took a moment to check on Suzanne and Daisy in Daisy's room. Suzanne wasn't there, but Daisy was asleep. I sat with her for 10 minutes or so. Suzanne didn't return while I was there, but there's no reason for her to sit there all night when Daisy is asleep. I went back downstairs.
Okay, the stories Sonia and Suzanne tell don't match. I should recheck my file and track Suzanne's movement.
She was on the phone for 12 minutes there. That was in the morning, though. So she was on the phone here, though, for half an hour.
That is not exactly what Suzanne told me earlier. Suzanne was on the phone more than 5 minutes.
She probably just said it like,
detective
oh,
gets it right.
5 minutes, like everybody does, though. Or maybe she's not allowed to make personal calls of that length. I guess we should go and ask her about it, then. See why she's not being truthful with us.
If I understand you correctly, you left Daisy when she was not asleep?
The party was very loud. Daisy was too wound up to sleep. I read her a Motley Mule detective story to try and put her to sleep. Daisy finally fell asleep. Right before Motley Mule solved his case in the book I was reading her. I had to make a quick phone call. No more than 5 minutes. But when I came back, Daisy was gone.
Well, that's a lie. The party was very loud. Daisy was too wound up to sleep. I read her Motley Mule Detective. Daisy finally fell asleep. I had to make a quick phone call. Wrong.
Are you sure you were only gone for 5 minutes?
5, 6, what does it matter? It was very quick.
Try closer to like 35 minutes. Select the element proves she's lying. The phone record.
You say you were only away 5 or 6 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she was alone there more like 10 minutes. And the phone record shows that you stayed on the call for more than 30 minutes, way longer than you said.
My mother is extremely ill. It's difficult for me. I may have lost track of time. When I came back, Daisy had disappeared. It must have been a coincidence.
You have to be precise, Suzanne. A little girl's life is at stake.
Why are you doing this? I didn't do anything wrong. I would never hurt Daisy.
I need to check Suzanne's story. She's panicking. Why now? What is she afraid of?
I don't know, but she's afraid of something. It's got to be stairs first, hasn't it? Possibly. Wait, what? Reconstruct the following events, correct or... I don't think this happened at all, did it? Enters through the front... Oh yeah, because they would have already known... Okay, so that happens first. Then they go in. This is it. So, place the ladder there beforehand. Wait for that to happen. Enter... No, wait. That can't be right.
No, I did something wrong. No, this isn't it. Think!
Let's put them back. That's got to be the last thing, though. You would do that first.
I don't
We
need
had it this
Mr.
way,
Poirot to tell me I'm wrong.
Why is that not like that? Oh, that's the stairs up. Oh, okay. I was thinking that was the stairs up to
That's
the
it.
house, not the stairs
No rookie
in the
mistake
house.
there.
There was a rookie mistake. I got the stairs
The
mixed up.
kidnapper places a ladder under the window to Daisy's room. Then he joins the party. Just one guest in the crowd. He somehow knows when Suzanne leaves the room, then sneaks upstairs. He opens Daisy's window, carries her down the ladder, and vanishes.
Yeah, that's what I
I
think.
should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told me.
Let's go talk to Sonia first, then. Hang on, she's got a node. The suffering mother. Call Mrs. Oh, okay. We'll do that in a second.
I spoke with Suzanne. She was phoning her mother. That's why you didn't see her when you went to check on Daisy.
Yes, her mother. I tried to call the poor woman earlier that week, but the hospital said she's been in a medically induced coma for more than 2 months.
Suzanne told me she called her mother, but she would have known her mother was in a coma.
Well, it would be a very silent phone call. Interesting. But we're going to have to... We're going to have to do this then, aren't we? Can we... How do we get our file back? Do we have to go out to find that? Oh, come on, game. Please, no. I don't want to have to go outside to get the file. Oh, here we go. Phew, I thought we were going to have to go and fetch the file from the car. Phone number we want is... (2140).
Score. 1 for the good guys.
The number you have called is not in service at this time. Please hang up and dial again, or contact your service provider.
The number Suzanne called is not in service? A hospital?
Oh, she called a burner phone. Oh, this looks dodgy. you think he's got anything to say to us down here?
How are you doing? Are you holding up?
You know, in the military, you're supposed to have the stiffest of upper lips. The Desert War taught me that soon enough. But this, it's difficult. Damned difficult. Harder on my good lady, of course.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
Her room is upstairs across the hall from
Yeah, we know.
Daisy's.
We know.
She seldom leaves it.
Did you see Miss Moreau during the party?
I remember seeing her at some point, but otherwise no. I was too busy with my guests. Wear the smile, shake the proffered hand.
Ms. Moreau told me she called her mother.
Well, why not? I believe they are very close, and the poor woman is not well. She needs some experimental treatment that isn't available yet in France.
Interesting. Do you think
I
she
won't
set
be
this
long.
up?
Take whatever time you need.
She set this up so she could get the million to give her mum treatment. Let's go and confront her with what we know. With phone number, phone call.
The number you called that night is no longer in service.
I don't understand. That's the number the hospital gave me to call my mother's room.
You told me you were on the phone with your mother when Daisy was abducted.
As we said earlier, I didn't pay attention and was on the phone longer than I said. But since my mother is very ill, she had to leave her hometown, Lyon, because the treatment is not approved yet in France. She is in an hospital in Boston for a special treatment. I call her every night to check on her. When I came back, Daisy was gone. I'll never forgive myself.
Something's not right here. Which of these sentences contains a lie? I didn't pay attention. I was on the phone longer than I said. My mother is very ill. She's in hospital in Boston for special treatment. I call her every night to check on her. When I came back, Daisy was gone. Okay, so Daisy was gone. She could well be ill and in hospital in Boston, which is possibly why she's involved, maybe. Didn't pay attention. Yeah, that's true, probably. So I call her every night to check on her. I don't think so.
Are you sure you called your mother?
Yes, every night since she was admitted in December.
Suzanne, I think you really care for Daisy. If you do, then tell me the truth. You can't have been calling your mother while she's in a coma.
My mom really is in a hospital in Boston. She really is in a coma. I wasn't calling her. I was on the phone with my boyfriend, Noah.
Why lie about it? Why are you panicking?
Because he's gone. I haven't heard from him since the night of the kidnapping. I'm afraid he's somehow connected to Daisy's disappearance. That he was just using me somehow. But I swear I talked to him. Yes, for more like 30 minutes that night. So he couldn't have kidnapped Daisy at the same time we were talking.
But he could have kept you talking so someone else could take Daisy.
Yes, you can see why I lied. Can't you? I was afraid you'd suspect me of having something to do with it. You can understand that, can't you?
Suzanne, I want to believe you, but you've made it harder to find Daisy. Do you realize that?
Oh my god. What have I done?
What's most important is not what you've done, but what you do now. Go. I'll be back to talk to you. No more lies, Suzanne. For Daisy. No more lies. Noah. The name might lead us to that little girl. I am on this case now, whether my captain wants me to be or not.
Well, that's the book she said she was reading to Daisy.
A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets.
Need to find a key for that then.
A card from the florist. It's signed N.
And for Noah. Dead flowers, though.
Small jewelry box. By the size, I'm guessing earrings.
Can we not open it and find out?
Why put a key in a jewelry box? I expect Suzanne must have gone through a lot of tissues these past weeks. An Eiffel Tower keychain, but no key. What's in the glass case? Oh, big surprise. Glasses. Huh. That doesn't work.
Interesting. That's not the key.
That doesn't work.
I feel like we're missing something here then. Must be a key somewhere. Let's just keep it on her. Or it's in Daisy's room.
A gold mustache. Thank you very much. Can you tell me anything about Suzanne's boyfriend?
I know she dated our chauffeur for a while. There was someone else she'd met recently, but I don't recall his name.
Know anything about Miss Moreau's boyfriend?
Her boyfriend? I know she went out with someone for a while there. More recently, I saw a man in a 4x4 who would pick her up on her nights off. He never got out of his car, just waited for her. She did seem to spend more time than usual on the phone these past few weeks, but she worked hard. We weren't going to begrudge her what free time she had. Since the abduction, she keeps pretty much to herself.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
Look through the file about the 4x4. There it is. 4-wheel drive tracks found in the woods near the house. So that's got to be her boyfriend.
These tire tracks could well be from Suzanne's boyfriend's 4x4. Hey, I'm a pretty good detective after all.
We've still got 2 more pieces of information to find on that.
Any idea what this small key unlocks?
No, I found it one day on the floor. I kept it in case someone lost it.
I imagine these flowers must have been beautiful. Who gave them to you?
The gardener. They're getting pretty wilted, but I hate to throw them away.
Why did the gardener put a thing on them, though?
Tell me about your boyfriend. Have you been together long?
My boyfriend? Why? He doesn't have anything to do with this.
Please, Suzanne, the sooner you answer my question, the sooner we'll be done.
His name is Noah Garrity. I met him at a Lunar New Year party in Great Barrington. He is a kind and caring person, although, well, I miss him. He had to go away on business. He should be back.
Wait, that's not what you told us upstairs. She just told us he just disappeared. So we still don't have the key then.
Okay,
Oh.
Suzanne. Let's see what you haven't told me.
Interesting. So the key can be put in backwards. Interesting. February 9th, 2019. Day at the park with Noah. I can tell he is opening up more and more with me. I chatted on and on about my job. I told him so much I like the Armstrongs. I told him how much I like the Armstrongs, especially Daisy. I really feel like he's invested in our relationship. That kind of man is so rare these days. And it's a very big possibility he's just using her. February 14th, Valentine's Day. Noah and I went out to the Blue Lagoon, our favourite restaurant, for lunch. It was wonderful at first, but then something happened. Noah received a text message. Don't know what it was, but he said we had to leave. He wouldn't say anything else. Instead, we went away somewhere. In the mountains. Finally, we arrived at a cabin in the middle of nowhere. He told me to stay in the car. Not very romantic for Valentine's Day. What a weird thing that is. Noah gave me flowers. So not the gardener. Usually very attentive, but despite everything, I felt that he was more distant today. I hope he is well. I would like to be more present for him. But I don't want to interfere in his private life. March 15th. It's been a while since I wrote in this diary. I didn't have the strength, and I think this is the last time I will write in it. My dear Daisy was kidnapped, and I haven't heard from Noah since that day. It was the night Daisy was taken. He talked and talked. I left Daisy too long, and now she's gone. I thought he loved me, but he just never called again on anything. Or anything. He hasn't replied to my messages since the night of Daisy. I'm lost. It's my fault Daisy is gone. I didn't watch over her.
I can see why Suzanne didn't tell me everything about this, Noah. It's clear when he disappeared that she realized something was very wrong.
Okay, we can go and confront her now. Yeah, we've got them all. Let's do it.
Tread marks of a four-wheel drive vehicle were found outside the garden on the night of the kidnapping. Noah drives one, doesn't he? Where is he, Suzanne? If you know anything more about him, you have to tell me.
I know what you're thinking, but it's impossible. He was very nice to me. He never did anything to make me suspicious. We went out to eat, to the movies. Just like a normal couple. He's not the only man in the Berkshires who drives that kind of car.
Each of these sentences contains a lie. I know what you're thinking, but it's impossible. He was very nice to me. Well, he took you up to the mountains for no reason. He never did anything to make me suspicious. That's a lie. We went out to eat to the movies just like a normal couple, kind of. I want to say that one.
You really didn't notice anything strange about Noah until he vanished?
He could get moody at times, as if he had a lot on his mind.
In your diary, you say that Noah took you to a cabin in the mountains on Valentine's Day.
You read my diary?
I'm sorry, but we have to find Daisy. We both want that. So yes, I looked in your diary.
You're right. He took me to a cabin in the woods. I waited for him in the car. He came out after a few minutes. He was very sweet and apologetic, but he never explained. We went back to the restaurant for dessert.
Did you ever go back to the cabin with him?
No, never.
So what made Noah drive all the way to a cabin in the middle of nowhere? He left her in the car. Why was he there? This is important. I know it is. I can use Suzanne's directions to the cabin and compare them to the map of the area I have in my car.
Wonder why I didn't just leave her at the restaurant then if they went back for dessert anyway.
Thanks to the information Suzanne gave me, I should be able to find the cabin on this map.
So, I don't really remember the road, but I know that we left town, then crossed 2 bridges.
Probably not here.
Oh, here we go. I was wondering how to get around the map. So it's not mouse, it's WASD. Interesting. So we left town. Is this... Which one of these is town? Is it this one or is it that one? It's probably this one. So we left town, then crossed 2 bridges. So there's a bridge there, but you wouldn't cross 2 if you went that way. So you'd have to go this way. There's 1, there's 2. And past some thick woods. That's probably those. Then just trees and more trees. Finally we stopped outside the cabin.
Doesn't really match. That can't be the right place.
So unless she went down this way, maybe. She went over... No, because then you do 3 bridges. So it can't be that way. It could be north. Over here somewhere?
I got it. The cabin has to be here.
Yeah.
I have to find that cabin. I hope I'm not too late. Okay, here is this famous cabin.
Okay, well, I think we'll leave it
Let's
there
investigate.
for this part. And we'll investigate this cabin in the next episode. I don't know why we've had to come here and so late at night where we can't see anything, but here we are. So we'll investigate this cabin next time. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you for another video very soon.